Hi, this is Anne Marie Waltz. And today on my show, I'd like to talk to you about your website. Do you have one? How's it doing? Is it performing well? And things like that. So, without further ado, I just would like to jump in and have a conversation with you that might be thought provoking and it will maybe make you ask your current webmaster some questions. So, are you ready? So, let's get started. I get super excited when it comes to talking about websites. And why? Well, if you could picture a door or a game show, have you ever watched a game show and they're like, what's behind door number one? Well, behind door number one, there's a great big yacht. What's behind door number two? Okay, well, behind door number two, we have a mansion. Okay, great. What's behind door number three? Oh, geez, we opened up door number three. Oh, God. You know what? Oh, God, we're going to have to get to the producers and tell them we weren't ready for this segment of the game show. There's nothing there. Oh, boy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if your website was like door number three and there's a pause? Because let me tell you and share with you about websites. And also, let me give you a little bit of a backstory about what my experience is with websites. I've been had my own business since 1999. And I got into my field in 1992. The internet was the World Wide Web, as we know it, was developed in somewhere around 1991. So a lot has changed from 1991 to the present day today, where we're at right now, wouldn't you say? So when I first started with websites, yeah, I took the do it yourself approach. I tried, just about everything. I think one of them at the time was Wix. There was another one called CMD. I tried iWeb, Rapid Weaver, and then finally, I do WordPress. And then I've been taking care of and doing my websites now for 16 years. So it pains me to no end now when I find or I'm speaking with somebody and they either A, don't have a website, you need to have one. Social media is great, but you need to have your own website. And I'm going to tell you why later on in the show. And then what pains me when I talk to somebody and then I find out they do have a website, like I know of somebody that spent, we'll say, $10,000 on a website, but then I ran some website tools and a website audit tool on it, a speed tool, and it wasn't performing very well. That pains me. So let's first dive into, I'm going to go circle back around to why you need a website. Because maybe you're listening to this and you're like, I don't need one. Oh my God, I have like 100,000 followers on somethingbook.com. Oh, I have 200,000 followers on this platform over here. I don't need a website. And kudos to you. Maybe you feel as though you don't need one. I'm not here to debate it. I'm here to tell you why a website can complement what you've already built on social media and why a website actually should be or could be your main hub. And here's why. Do any of you that are listening to this now remember just a short while ago when one of the big social media platforms came crashing down? Do you remember? Well, That that is just painful because it if and when you are in the space that you are relying on somebody else's platform to make all your money, how much money do you lose when that comes crashing down and you don't have control and you can't log in or call your web person to say, "Hey, what's going on? Can you get us back up?" Oh, is that oh, that just oh, that I can't even talk when I saw that a couple weeks ago. Because here's another reason why you should have a website in today's day and age is because it is your main hub. You can control what goes on it. You can get as creative as you want. You can specify and share what your message is the way you want, in the voice you want, the colors that you want, and there's not any controversy on it unless you open it up and have it be more of a forum type of website, which that's a whole other different kind of website. But I think you get what I'm saying. Now, let's talk about when you do have a website built for you. Here's some key things that you should take into consideration to maximize the performance of your website. So, be sure to bookmark this episode because if you are driving, I don't want to have you say, "Hey, write this down." Okay. So please bookmark this episode so that you can come back to it. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a verbal checklist of things that you should be considering when you have a website built for you. Okay. So let's go. One, how many pages are you looking to have built? Two, what are your brand colors? And it's a good thing to look up what brand colors you are thinking about having and just Google what colors mean because there is a whole segment about what colors mean, color psychology, brand trust, and what kind of vibe are you trying to uh, communicate. Okay. And then three, you need to consider like, how are you going to get your website ranked on Google? So, and that is called what's called search engine optimization. There is a complete difference between just having somebody build a website for you and then, you know what? Okay, we're going to hypothetically say that on your checklist, you've decided you want 5 pages. Okay, great. We'll make you a 5-page website. And then you have your colors. I'll use mine for example. Mine are a green and blue. Those are my colors I've been using for years. Maybe yours are going to be like McDonald's and they're going to be red and orange. Okay, you have that. And then, of course, you're going to need some content. You'll have to figure out between the person that is building it for you, if they're going to do your content or if you're going to do the content. And then you guys are going to come together in the middle and work that out. So you have how many pages, what your colors are, and your content. Great. Now, how much is that? Okay. And there's a pause. You can figure it out. All right. Great. All right. So maybe that person's going to sell you a package and that's going to be the end of it. So here's the other things that you can ask your web person if they know about. So here's the other part of the list. And I'm going to pretend I'm having a phone call right now so you can just play along. You can just you can listen. I'm going to kind of role play right now. Hi, yes. Yeah, I need a website built for me. Yeah. You can do that? Okay, great. I want 5 pages. Yeah, my colors are green and blue. Yep. Yeah, I already have my content. Uh-huh. All right, so it's gonna be that much? Okay. Well, yes, I did have some other questions. Do you know how to make it mobile friendly? Oh, you don't. Okay, I see. Do you know how to optimize it, and make it run fast? Oh, you don't know how to do that either? Oh, okay. Do you know anything about search engine optimization? Yes, search engine optimization. Yeah, it's called SEO. Oh, okay, you might wanna Google that. Oh, alright, you know what? I'm gonna give you a call back because you might not be the right person for my business to build a website. Thank you for your time, though. Okay, bye. Alright, so you got to overhear a mock conversation. Pretty websites are pretty, like, they look nice and they can be like a brochure. And then when you have one that has search engine optimization, where it's optimized to rank on Google, that is a completely different animal, and that's what I get totally excited about. So, and what does that mean? It means that your content that you're writing is it adds value. It also will have what's called keywords in the article, and there are some technical things that can be done to your website to gain traction so that your website can be found on the first page of Google. So if you had um, when we go back to the game show, the game show scenario, behind door number one, yes, we have this. Behind door number two, we have a mansion. Behind door number three, oh, remember the producers? They didn't plan well enough for that portion of their game show, which was maybe the person that you were gonna have build you a website, but when you start asking, can they optimize it? Can they make it mobile friendly? Can they make it past Google's core web vitals? And what's the core web vitals? Well, go and look it up. Google's like one of the biggest search engines, and it's really important now that your website be so mobile friendly because more than 50% of traffic that visits a website now is done on a handheld device. And I'm not reading this off of any charts. I've actually been doing Google Analytics now for almost 13 years. And yes, I own a salon, but I own a luxury makeover business, and I have actual data for the last over a decade because I do know how powerful a website can be and how powerful your website should be. And if you don't have one, well, don't let the next time your social media platform that you're relying on so much cost you money. Because here's the other thing, as much as how popular the social media platforms are, they belong to somebody else. Let me repeat that. They belong to somebody else. And who's to say? I'm just going to play devil's advocate that they don't sell to somebody else because, hey, let's face it, the social media platforms are out to make money. That is why they give all of us free accounts. And it really fascinates me. I use them too. Yes, I do. But when it comes to making content and creating content, it should be for your website. it should be for yours. I could just keep saying that for the next 15 minutes. And then before hopping off, I want to share with you what was shared to me one time when I went to, it was actually a local Chamber of Commerce breakfast. There was this amazing speaker, and he did this exercise where he asked us to close our eyes and to think of the first brand that comes to your mind. And don't do this while you're driving. You can just take a mental note. What is the first brand that comes to your mind right now? And I know what I thought of, and I had the wrong answer. So he says it should be your own. And if it's not your own, then you better make it your own. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today is be sure that you have your own website, because that is where you can really build your brand. Make people come to you versus you chasing people down on social media. And I use them both. So, if you want to debate with me and leave me comments, go ahead. But I mean, seriously, just take some few things away today about if you don't have a website, get one. If you have a website, just make sure that it's performing the best that it can. And if you're thinking about getting a website, make sure you work with somebody that can really make it perform. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to me. And so for today's episode, think about your brand. Make your brand be this, make it be the center of your world, because you know what? You are the person behind your brand. And isn't that's such an awesome place to be, is to be in control of your path for your company and spreading your message. So, and if you haven't taken the leap into building a podcast, then be sure to do that as well. And then wrapping things up, just like on a game show, which door would you like to open and what prize would you like to win? So have a great time until we meet again. Thank you for joining and listening to me on my show. If you've enjoyed yourself, please leave a comment. If you need help, please leave a comment. If something didn't work for you, well, you know what? Come back tomorrow, because maybe something will. And you have an amazing day. This is Amory Waltz. I'm signing off. And as I always do, stay happy, stay healthy, and have an awesome day.